Guys, I will be dictating two passages every day, one general and one legal. So subscribe to my channel for latest updates. 5 seconds. Sir, I want to say a few words on the budget and would like to thank the Honorable Prime Minister and Finance Minister that he has shown a new direction in the budget and has tried to show a new direction towards which he desires to take the country. Para, he has drawn attention towards 4 majority points, and without going into figures, I would like to say a few words about the same. One thing is that attention has been drawn towards defense and more funds have been allocated for the same in the budget. The other basic thing is education, towards which he was concerned earlier also, and more emphasis has been laid on it, and he has increased the provision for this purpose in the budget. The third thing that he has done is about the anti-poverty program, and he has allotted more funds for it. The fourth thing concerns industrial development so that exports are increased and imports are reduced. He has taken certain steps in this regard. Budget is not only an account of income and expenditure, but it also gives an indication about the direction towards which the country is to be taken forward, and this drawing is evident from this budget. I want to draw the attention of the Honorable Finance Minister towards a basic thing and want to make a pointed reference towards it. It is an open secret that 80% of this country's population lives in villages, and the rural economy is the foundation of our economy. Just now, one of our members from Bombay was speaking about removal of poverty in cities, and while making a mention of it, he said that the mention about removal of rural poverty has been made, but more steps should be taken to remove urban poverty. Both are correlated. If you did not remove the source of urban poverty, that is, if the rural poverty isn't removed, then you may perhaps check temporary urban poverty, but it cannot be removed altogether. Keeping this thing in view, I would like to ask as to what is the thinking of our economic thinkers who give direction to economic policies about these 80% people. Today, when we talk of farming, let me know if any commission has been set up to find out as to what kind of tools are used in farming, what type of manure is used, and time and again what sort of natural calamities befall on them, and whether the commission has made any such analysis as to what cost does a farmer incur on his farm produce. Para, there are a number of government farms, but there is hardly a government farm which earns profit. There may be one or two about which I do not have information. Otherwise, government farms do not earn profit. I am telling you about my own experience. I do not want to disclose the name of that university, but even if I do not utter its name, the people of Uttar Pradesh will automatically know it. A farm was given to the authorities of that university. There was a jail which had a very big farm. The entire farm was given to the university so that they could carry out their investigation work and research work, and they could carry out the practical of agricultural education. They could personally do farming in it and see their own results. During my tenure as Chief Minister, I received a demand from them that they were facing difficulties in utilizing that farm, and they said that it could be handed over to the Department of Agriculture. I asked their senior officers that this farm was given to them to do practical work. This farm was given to them to put into practice those things which they write and say in theory, and let that be translated and shown to farmers. Then they said that there was labor problem and this and that problem. They said that they always remained entangled in those problems and therefore they were not able to do anything. Their entire knowledge is meaningless if they cannot translate their theory into practice. Those people who are pioneers in the agricultural field and who want to tell us as to how farming is done cannot undertake farming. This matter pertains to that time when I was Chief Minister in UP. During my tenure, I did not allow its transfer. This farm is still with them. Nobody knows as to what they are doing in it. Therefore, I would request that a commission should be set up on agriculture and it should examine as to what expenditure is incurred on agriculture. Para, it is very often said, we also learnt from the media and besides it through the Doordarshan also that tax on agriculture should be levied. In a TV program, a renowned economist had participated whom we were listening. He is a very renowned economist. There is no need to tell his name. He is also a very renowned lawyer. He was saying that there was no country in the world where tax was not imposed on agriculture. Why it is not imposed in this country also?